Right, so this is a quick update on Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I've played a little bit of this game last year when I discovered it. I kind of fell in love with the style of really slowly building up everything. Posted on February the 9th, a special report for the community. Hello, comrade. Peter Adamisk, the General Secretary of the People's Party 3 Division here. Well, it's not really him, it's me, but we recently got the very first enemy of our Soviet Republic. This enemy is making our life harder and significantly slowing down the development process. He was once a respected member of our community and one of the best party member, but he decided to betray our republic, or party, or ideals. It all began when we were working on the realistic mode. You think he invented it or made it possible? Well, if he had kindly asked, we would have gladly handed him to the game's credit. We would probably do it together with other guys who made various guides, challenges, or contributions. But first we need to finish the game. Then we can update the game's credits. But he decided to contact us as a lawyer and started to abuse the YouTube report system, issuing copyright strikes to one of our more helpful influencer, B-Ball Joe, prior to getting our opinion on the issue. As he chose to use extortion and abuse, he became angry about this and decided to never mention the name of the challenge he allegedly invented again and ignore him. This guy also reported a website, and the website was taken down. He also reported our video about the last content update where realistic mode was introduced, and the video was taken down. He was successful because those reports are handled by bots, not humans. We will issue reactions and hopefully we'll get answers soon from human employees of YouTube and Wix who can evaluate his actual claim and agree that this is nonsense. We're already in touch with Valve because for sure we'll try to take down the whole game from the Steam store. The reason for the statement is also because someone who doesn't know our game, like some lawyers or legal copyright experts, could doubt whether we did infringe his copyrights or not. Well, let's try to figure that out. Here is the link to his original guide. Let's just take a quick look at Cosmonaut Mode by Store Papa. I guess that is the person of concern here. 2 stars, 874 ratings. Let's take a look. Do you like playing like a little girl? Or a ground hero of the Republic and the entire planet Earth? A woman was the first woman in space. Yeah, that makes sense, right? A woman was the first woman in space. Not just space, but goes to space and comes back to Earth. Live and tell about II. Learn how to play Cosmonaut Mode and crash and burn in many times because you're weak and your tactics are stupid. Who is this woman on the cover? Who is this woman on the cover? There is no mere woman. This is Valentina Tereshkova. Who is Valentina Tereshkova? You don't know because you were educated in inferior Western schools. Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman to go in space. In 1963, she spent almost 3 days in space and orbited Earth 48 times in her space capsule, Vostok 6. That was her only trip into space. Tereshkova later toured the world to promote Soviet science and became involved in Soviet politics. I wonder, was this copied from somewhere? Just like, just let me just check out something real quick. I'm just very curious about something. The text on space.com, right? You see that? This is like copy and paste into a guide to play Worker and Resources Soviet Republic. Is that like copyright infringement, is the actual real owner of the game Space.com. But what is Cosmonaut Mode? What is Cosmonaut Mode? First, it is not Cosmonaut Mode, with lowercase letters, said like a whisper to a lover. You shout it. Okay. You wrestle with it like a bear in a Russian circus, and you can never tame it. What is Cosmonaut Mode? And now you ask the right question. Cosmonaut Mode means no Deus Ex Machina. That is very simple. All wrapped in a present with a bow for you to open. What is Deus Ex Machina? There are no gods in the real world, and there are no gods in Worker and Resources Soviet Republic. You do not pray to a god and have the end of God. Deus Ex Machina brings you the magic resource. 0.8.1.9 Updating direct board purchase. 0.8.1.9 gave us a new feature including the ability to purchase directly from customs. Here is how Cosmonaut Mode is changed. 2 areas to discuss. 1. The initial setup, and 2. Ongoing. After the patch, setting up the import area, there are no changes at all. You still need a starter town. You need a construction office, CY. You will need to purchase this. From there, you can A. Purchase the building to set up your imports starter area. Send a vehicle to the border to make those purchases. A is better in the long run. You need those structures to expand outward from imports to your own republic. B is easy and cheaper. What is the first thing you'll be building? The same area you were going to purchase in setting up your imports locations. Let's not forget, when it's all caps, we have to say it with conviction. You can never tame it, right? You shot it. Alright, so basically, I think we were getting a good idea of what type of content we will be going through. This person wrote a guide on how to play the game in a harder way, that you have to actually build automatically at the start of the game a small town, so then you can go through the process of manually building your actual main city and whatever factories and industry you're building. But then this person decided to go and copyright the game because they released a mode that is realist, and it's too close to Cosmonaut Mode apparently. But let's see what the developer did add on the subject. What it claims in takedown notices, it published step-by-step manual to modify and play video games in an ultra-hard manner for a challenging and realistic game experience. First, our game was always challenging and provided a realistic experience, which is true because they did build the system that allows you to build manually all your towns, even though you have to build a starter town. Second, it did not publish any manual to make the realistic mode possible. Thoughts on realistic mode were in the minds very early, and I started to work on the game. However, it was just too complicated. It was not selected as a critical feature, something that early access games need to have one day. Also was skeptical about the game just being too hard. I did not know how many players would actually play the hardcore manner. As I say in every interview, I was just surprised by how many people use the manual constructions in the game. I was not expecting this. But let's check on Store Papa Steps manual if it contains any game design we could steal. Right, so start off with the cosmonaut portion. Literally nothing according to the dev. Who is the woman on the cover? Again, nothing according to the dev. Updates and direct board purchase. Yes, in order for realistic mode to be possible, it was necessary to use a custom house for purchasing resources. This idea came up in the minds of almost everyone who plays the game and wanted to save money by not paying for transportation fees. And now we have the portion. What is cosmonaut mode? Cosmonaut mode just describes the problem that the resources are not going to appear by magic. But yes, we need a way to resolve it in the game to prevent this. Sure, I know it's not realistic, but what other solution is there? After the patch, setting up the import areas. So in his manual is something mentioned about a starter city. Well, in our realistic mode, no starter city is needed. It is possible without one, but again, one would expect a solution. We implemented 3 temporary buildings in order to proceed without any starter city. After patch, resupplying imports. I do not know, this section does not even contain any rules. Startup screen options or realistic mode doesn't restrict any specific difficulty settings. It's only an extra difficulty setting that could be turned on or off with any other setting. You can play realistic mode even with fires, fuel, consumptions, or seasons off. How do I get resources in the game? This just describes features of the games. Yes, manufacturing your own resource and being self-sufficient is even in the original trailer, but I cannot find any solution about asphalt and concrete. Oh boy, we need to implement foreign workers. Moreover, we implemented that it is possible to set a customs house as source for material for the construction office to resolve this problem. How do I build any structure roads? It is just saying how to use any features. How do I build a railroad track? It requires planning, and that's from the Store Papa guide. How do I build railroad tracks? Rail construction office requires planning, learning how to build, and trying to navigate the game. You want to click and have railroad tracks? This much not for you. You want to watch a rail construction train block a train that mess up crossing because of traffic jam? So no workers get to your power station. The lights go out. The Republic loses all its workers. This, comrade, is the mode for you. It's just saying how to use an existing feature is mods. The developers reply. By the way, to implement a realistic settings, we needed to implement a disassembled tracks builder, allow you to transport them from the rail office construction. That is true because I do believe if we go to prior to realistic patch, we had to build manually a construction office, but then I believe we had to buy a train from the construction office. I mean, after you build a rail inside of no, you can buy it from the construction office directly. My Republic failed. What's next? Just guidance and advice. Vladimir Mikhailovich Komarov. Literally no work there. Wait, I bet he copied another portion of Wikipedia. We'll take a look. But let's see the dev's conclusions. As you can see, there's nothing in his work in terms of game design that will relate directly to game code. He does not offer any technical solution for the development team had to use. He literally just created a guide with some possible way to play the game and called it Cosmonaut Mode. But it is not helping the development process. Only one thing he was helpful in is that the popularity of his guide showed us how much people wanted to play the game in a realistic fashion and more challenging way. So let us conclude what we need to develop in order to create realistic mode with some unbreakable rules that will not be possible to play for you. The purchases are only in the custom house. set the custom house as a source for construction office so they can get the material, implementation of foreign workers who can work on your work sites without having any people living in your city, implemented to be possible to purchase brand new vehicle in a custom house, just as for Cableway. Implementation of disassembled rail track builders, implementation of checking if road depot and rail depot are connected to a custom house, and mechanics that is vehicle with and mechanics that this vehicle will come to the depot automatically. Two icons in the bottom right of the window which open up the border customs. I'm sure I forgot more. For the implementation of realistic mode, I want to thank the whole community, and then Martin and Mikael, the two coders in our team, and the second Mikael, who came to visit us and literally spent like 2 days with him thinking on how it will be possible. Then to all community managers and moderators who help us, and all the players who help us catch bugs while playing our game. Thank you all, you are awesome. Let me just take a quick peek at something here. Vladimir Mikhailovich Komarov, a true aero cosmonaut, giving everything to push forward. Look at this man. Source, fair use. Nice. Please, he did quote the source for both the picture and the actual description. Well, I think you kind of see what is happening here right now. The game is no longer on Steam. If you go to the store page, it does not exist. It's gone. Right? So last week he sent a copyright claim, the MCA takedown, made it possible through being an entirely automated system to just take down that game because they're a small developers, right? You would not see that happen to a EA or Ubisoft game, but a small-time development studio of like 4 people in the middle of Eastern Europe, they don't really care. There's not a human that's gonna waste time checking the claims, right? So now the game is impossible to be sold, and really, I think the only solution here is either for the person here that made this guide and created the claims to retract the claims. I think that will be the best possible outcome. But otherwise, at the very least, that every platform actually go and take a look at the claims and, you know, take the appropriate decision, which I believe is to retract the claims, because I don't think there's any ground in ownership of the game just by writing a Steam guide. And I'm pretty sure if you check end user agreement for Steam guides, you probably don't even have the copyright rights of whatever Wikipedia dump you make. So I don't know. I'm sure curious to know about your opinion. Do you think it's a valid copyright claim? Right? They lost their latest videos announcing realistic mode, and right now they're not able to sell any copy of the game on Steam. I don't know though if they have any other possible outlets to sell the game, but yeah, that's problematic. Hopefully this will be resolved soon, right? Just having people talking about it, and there seems to be a lot of people talking since they took down the game today. But I'm pretty sure, you know, some big wig somewhere will take action and solve all the issues. It will be another case-by-case basis DMCA fake claim that will be solved. Hopefully this video doesn't get claimed though, because that, you know, that will make for good content. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully you had a great time, and see you next time. And make sure to drop a little support for boys at Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I'll see you next video.